Would it surprise you to know that the number one predictor of a child's well-being and happiness at the age of 16 is the mental health of their mother or mothers? Of course, our father's mental health is also very important. Would it shock you that the research shows that our happiness is at a low point when our children are young? Raise your hand if you have young children, like children under 10. Were you happier? Were you more positive? Were you calmer before you had kids? Don't worry, I'm not going to call and tell him if you said yes. Circle of trust here at Wahasu. Personally, my happiness truly peaks when my two kids are screaming at each other and fighting, and my husband's firing questions at me, and I'm burning my horrible dinner. I love those moments. Anyone can relate? Of course, we are not equal. We differ in our genetics, in our environment, in our experiences. We differ in how we were parented, in the wealth we inherited or not, our education, and our capacity to live a fulfilling, thriving life. Parenting is full of purpose. Would you agree? Purpose is why we're here at the World Happiness Summit. And parenting is really, really hard sometimes. Would you agree with that as well? One of the hardest things, or maybe the hardest thing you've ever done so far? Yeah, I'm seeing some big nods. Yeah, purposeful, fun, awesome, and really hard. You could probably throw in some more. Stand up if you feel that it's challenging to be really positive as a parent on a regular basis. Okay, you can sit down. Me too. Stand up if you think and wonder if you're a good enough parent on an ongoing basis. Am I doing this right? Am I messing them up? Okay, thank you. You can sit down. There are many challenges that we face as a parent. We've talked a lot about them today. Technology and the super addictive social media and managing all of it. Our kids' mental health, our mental health, their education, our work. Sometimes that comes with stress and anxiety. Marriage and partnership. Sometimes that's challenging. Their friendships. What's going on in the economy? The 24/7 negative news cycle. So I'm going to come and ask, what else would you add? You have kids? Yes. What's something that I haven't said that you think is challenging right now as a parent?
Sibling
Oh,
interaction.
God, sibling fighting. Yes, yes. Do you have kids?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What's something that you think is challenging right now?
Right now, managing their significant others.
Oh, God, I'm not at that stage yet. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm going to come over here. I know you have kids. Yes, I talked to you last night. What else would you say is challenging right now? Keep connecting with them. Yes, as a distance. And we could probably we could probably list a lot more. There are huge payoffs when we prioritize and when we're intentional about being a positive and a calm parent. As many people today talked about, it benefits us physically, right? Our physical health. We live longer. We have better relationships with our kids, with our partners and our spouses, and with other people in our life. We are more creative and innovative when we're positive, right? Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, broaden and build. We can think of different resources when we're coming across challenges. We're more resilient. And we set this example for our kids because we want them to be positive people. Of course, not positive all the time. Nobody is, but a little more than not. Today I'm going to give you 3 strategies and a bonus on how to be a positiver, maybe Oprah would say it that way, a more positivier parent and a little calmer. We know that our energy, our electricity in our body is felt by our kids. There's mirror neurons. Our nervous systems are all talking to each other all of the time, and they feel it more than their words. We've talked about that today too. And with all of my heart and being, I truly believe that it's imperative to prioritize this and focus on it. I've been with my husband Jim for 17 years, and we have 2 daughters, one's 7 and one is 9. In my previous life, I was a hospitality executive, and before having kids, I was a pretty positive, upbeat person most of the time. I loved my hotel career. In the United States, you go back to work after 3 months. And with both of my babies, I went back to work after 3 months, and both times were extremely traumatizing. When I had a toddler and a baby, I was really unhappy juggling executive career, these 2 kids, my marriage, my health and wellness, my friendship, trying to take care of myself. There was so much, and it did not feel fun at all. Can any of you relate to this feeling? Yeah. I was not happy. And during this time in my life is when I discovered the science of happiness, and I created my company, Arrive at Happy, to be happier myself again, and to spread the science of happiness and happiness at work. The work that I've done over the past 6 years has been inspiring and teaching corporate leaders how to be happier and how to increase the happiness of their teams. This is actually my very first parenting talk, so thank you all for coming and spending time with me. Our eldest daughter, Mackenzie, has always been a very challenging child, strong-willed and defiant. Do any of you have a kid like this? I used to say, she's like a Mustang, this kid. 2 years ago, she was diagnosed with a very rare profile of autism. Being her mom has been the most challenging experience that I've ever faced to date. And this experience, I will say first, during this experience, teaching the science of happiness and happiness at work to others has truly saved me. I don't know what I would have done if I wasn't doing this work. Over the past 2 years, I have learned about the science of healing myself. I've learned about self-regulation and co-regulating another human being. I've learned a lot about autism, of course. I've also learned about Buddhism and spirituality and all different types of ways that I can be a positive person in my child's life and my other child's life as well. This has been, as I said, extremely challenging, but it's not the only parenting challenge I've had over the past 9.5 years, of course, just like you. We all have so many challenges that we face. my experiences and my research have led me to realize that the biggest problem that stands in our way of positive parenting during challenging times is focusing too much on our children and on our environment, when really we need to focus on ourselves. As parents, we need to focus on our internal experience. The research shows we have agency over our thoughts and our behaviors. So I want to ask you, do you identify as a positive parent? I kind of always identified as a pretty positive parent. I did not identify as a calm parent. I do not have patience. And so this journey has really been, in addition to being positive, also about being calm. Take a sip of water before I tell this story. It's the fall of 2021. Mackenzie is in first grade. Starting at the very first week of first grade, my husband and I are getting calls from her school to come pick her up 2 or 3 times a week because she is having aggressive panic attacks at school and she can't be there. It's almost 9 p.m. on Monday night, and I'm in her room with her. She's screaming. She is throwing books and throwing her toys and throwing figurines. It's okay, Mackenzie, you're safe. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. She's hitting the wall and she's pounding her blinds. And I'm terrified. I'm so sad for her. I'm so sad for me. She comes at me and she is trying to hit me and she's trying to kick me and she's trying to pull my hair and she's trying to bite me. She's in complete fight or flight. Eventually, after about 90 minutes, I settle her and she falls asleep. I'm upstairs in the living room with my husband, Jim, sitting on the couch. What are we going to do? How are we going to keep living like this? I don't know, Tia, we're stuck. I've never been so sad and hopeless and afraid and fearful and anxious and unhappy in my whole life. I didn't even know that this level of human despair existed. Tia, I can't talk about this anymore. This went on for months and months and months. 6 months after she started first grade, she was diagnosed with a rare profile of autism. Late one night, as I did, I'm researching everything I can about this. And I find Dr. Casey Elrich, this incredible human being in Michigan. She too has a child with a similar disability, and she helps parents. So of course, I reach out to her, set up a call for my husband and I, and she starts to coach us one-on-one. We take her online courses, and we connect with this community of thousands of parents around the globe that are dealing with similar challenges. We start to feel hope. We start to learn how to accommodate Mackenzie and change our family to help her. And we realize we are not alone. This has been my biggest parenting challenge so far. And it's still going on, of course, but we've moved mountains and will continue to do so. What's your biggest challenge right now? It's a choice to be positive. It's a choice to be calm through the ups and downs. And remember, the research shows that the biggest impact on our kids' happiness is our mental health. So, let me give you the 3 strategies and a bonus. Strategy number 1, positive parenting during challenging times, is find community. Community of people that are going through the challenges that you're going through. Ideally, people that have experience and education. Sometimes your friends and family don't understand what you're going through as a parent specifically. The number 1 predictor of happiness is human connection. We all probably know the Harvard Grant study. Find community and lean into it when you're being challenged as a parent, which I feel like is going to be the whole parenting journey, right? Ups and downs. I don't know, mine are 7 and 9. I feel like I'm going to always need community. Strategy number 2 is investing in self-care. What does this mean? Taking your meds every day. Meditation, well, okay, not every day. At least 3 or 4 times a week. Meditation, exercise, a healthy diet, and sleep. You cannot expect to be positive if you're not taking care of yourself. For me, this also means watching stand-up comedians with my husband after the kids go to bed and laughing my butt off. Date nights, like time with friends. For me, it was also investing in a lot of different therapies for my challenge, and I still am. The tricky thing is that we feel guilty when okay, raise your hand if you're a working parent. So we're working and spending time away from our kids, and so we feel guilty to like exercise or go with girlfriends, but it's very hard to be positive if you're not taking care of yourself, right? We have to. And strategy number 3 is noticing and acknowledging the glimmers. We have a negativity bias, some of us more than others. And so when things are challenging, it's so easy to and I was there many times, of this doom and gloom. Yet, there were great things that were happening every day. And my husband and I have gotten a lot better at this. When we're brushing our teeth at night, we're like, what are 3 good things? So whether you have a gratitude journal, oh my God, that amazing practice in the morning, there's different ways that you can do it, but we need to bring glimmers into our life. Stand up. Here's the bonus. Stand up if you are hard on yourself. If you're, you would say you're like critical, maybe perfectionist. Stand up if you're like, you have a voice that goes, you could be doing a bit better. Do you have an inner critic? Okay. Thank you. You can sit down. So imagine your best friend calls you on the phone on Thursday when we're all home. And your best friend goes, oh my God, I was a horrible parent today. I lost my bleep on my kids. I was so stressed. I took it out on them. I made them feel bad. And I was also like awful to my husband. So you call your best friend, and is your best friend going to go, oh my God, you suck. You are the worst parent in the world. Your kids are probably going to disown you. They probably are not going to want to talk to you again. You should just give them up for adoption today. No. What would your best friend say? It's okay. Forgive yourself. What else would your best friend say? Wait, what do you guys say? You're a human. Calm down. You have good intentions. And you guys would say this to your best friend, right? The bonus is self-compassion. Dr. Kristen Neff out of the University of Austin, her work, I have goosebumps, has changed my life. And self-compassion is having a mindfulness practice, talking to yourself in a kind way, and remembering that we're a human, common humanity, right? We are all the same. For me, what I learned when Mackenzie is having these big panic attacks, and now they happen less frequently, they're less intense, they're shorter in duration. But when I'm in this super challenging time, I close my eyes, I call in the angels, there's the spirituality, and I think about all the moms around the globe with autistic children, and their kids are having panic attacks. And I reach out and hug them, and it's been such a helpful practice because I felt so alone for so long. So, which one do you want to experiment with over the next 60 days? Community, leaning in a little more self-care, because you definitely need to be positive, acknowledging and noticing the glimmers, or being a little more self-compassionate. Turn to the person next to you and tell them which one you're going to lean into over the next few months. Which one do you want to experiment with? Okay, I'll bring you back. So, write down the one that you're going to experiment with. Okay? Write it down. And I don't know about you guys, but nothing in my life happens unless it's in my calendar. Right? Calendar is God is telling me what to do, right? So put it in, whether it's 20-minute workout, whether it's meditation, whether it's a note at 8 a.m. that goes, say something nice to yourself, whatever it is, have the reminders. Okay. I would like to have you close your eyes, put your feet on the floor, and open up your palms and put them on your legs. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Notice the air moving in and out of your body. Imagine there's a white light coming down into the crown of your head and filling your whole head with beautiful white warm light. Imagine this light spreading to your chest, down your arms, into your torso, in your hips. Warm, beautiful, bright light. The light continues down your legs and into your body. And every time you breathe in, you are breathing in this beautiful, positive energy. And you're exhaling stress and anxiety and fear. And you know that as you're doing this, you're filling yourself up so that you can give it to your kids. And I'll invite you to open your eyes. I have created a whole resource kit for you with positive and calm parenting tools. So if you want it, please just email tia@arriveathappy.com. And I have cards that I can give you too. To restore balance in our lives, we have to restore balance in ourselves first. You're incredible for coming to Oahu. You are obviously fantastic parents. You came to the World Happiness Summit to learn and grow. You're an amazing parent. You have kids, right? Your kids are super lucky to have you. Such a great mom. You have really connected relationships with your kids. And there's a quote that I'll end with. A perfect parent is someone who has incredible parenting theories and no actual children. So let's not try to be perfect. Let's just all work on being a little more positive. Thank you.